All right, y'all. Welcome back. Hard City Raindrops podcast, episode 1, or HCRD podcast, however you want to call it. That's just an acronym for it. But we're back. I been thinking about this for a while, actually. I don't even really know why I stopped. We tried to do like a bike life type content podcast, which I think would probably be better if like the more of that community was more serious about what they're talking about or what they're doing. Like, everybody's just so full of shit. I just couldn't deal with it. So I got out of it, and I decided to like basically go back to like the lone wolf kind of status with the bike community thing. I don't need to go to these big meets. I like going to the Noctane meet, so shout out to Noctane. Because, nobody likes to admit this, but Noctane is the original. They started this whole thing out here in Austin where, these big bike meets and all this stuff, like they're the ones that started it. And they actually started it even too with the Fast Lane D meet and all that. Like, once that happened, like that's when everybody really started to like, oh my God, bike meets, ride outs, roller shots and all that shit. And a lot of just really stupid riding. I just don't want no parts of it. So I decided to separate myself from that. But I do like to go to the Noctane meets. So shout out to them. And those are really the only meets I'll go to. Like, I don't really care for like these big superstar YouTubers coming out here and, making content. I just don't care anymore, honestly. Like, I got a whole different path that I'm trying to do. And it has nothing to do with bikes. I love bikes. We'll continue to talk about bikes. I'll continue to ride motorcycles. I'll continue to go to the track. I still got to go even once. I can't continue something I haven't done yet. Shout out to Kodiak for being, such a huge inspiration in me going to the track. I do have a track suit, compliments of Raven Moto, though. We'll be showing that soon. It's pretty sick what they come up with for me. So anyway, bike stuff, it's that community, it kind of ruined it for me. I had so much more fun just riding around by myself, exploring Austin, exploring different outskirts of Austin, going all the way out to Marble Falls, and just I remember just riding for hours and hours on this thing. That bike's got 30,000 miles on it now, the V2. So it's not like I rode it a couple miles a year and parked it in my garage. That thing's got a lot of miles on it. I rode it everywhere out here for hours and hours and hours all day. I go out to these meets now, and it's you roll up and people just sit in a parking lot and chill. They do a highway shot with the roller car for a few miles, a couple wheelies here and there, whatever, and then that's it. And some stuff I'm not into that. I want to go ride. So anyway, we'll still talk about bike stuff. Bike people be coming in the show here and there. But it's not the main premise of Hard City Raindrops. It never has been, never will be. It's just something I was into for a little while, and I'm still into it very much. But my path, as far as my creation, my content goes, is not just bike stuff. It will be. There will be videos, like I said, but nothing like it's not gonna change to some bike videos and stuff all the time. They're just hard to make. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start doing a podcast again, because I like to just more or less come up and talk just about random life stuff. My channel's always been a lifestyle channel, so it's always been just lifestyle, health, fitness, mental health, all that kind of stuff. Right now, I've been playing a lot of hockey, so I feel like that neglects me from the gym. But now I'm starting to hit the gym a lot more. And I've just been getting tired, so I put myself on a new regiment, basically. And it's all about discipline. If you don't have discipline, you're not going to go anywhere in life. Discipline is everything. My dog is straight snoring over here. By the way, Storm's all good. She's just chilling. I gave her a hydrocortisone bath. I'm sorry, hydrocortisone bath because she has some skin stuff going on. So we'll see if that clears it up. But that took a lot out of her. She's old now. She's almost 8, so she's basically passed out here on the couch. But yeah, so I've been doing these now lately too. I brought these out to show you guys. I've been stacking these. You've probably seen these on Instagram. This isn't even an ad for this, but I've been doing this for better part of the week. And the goalie stack. It's basically, these are for your digestive, your gut, and stuff like that. The green one. Apple cider vinegar gummies. This helps with bloating in your gut, actually. This one helps with sugar craving. And this one is ashwagandha gummies. This helps you relax, unwind, stay more focused. I just took one actually a little bit ago. So they're just vitamins. And I've been doing those. And I actually really felt like basically all I eat steak, right? I eat steak every single night, twice a day sometimes. And then like I really team it up with some vegetables, but that's about it. And so just having a good stack of vitamins is super important. But yeah, so back into the gym doing that, and just, man, I've been like, I don't know, do I want to buy a house? Do I want to get another bike? Kind of in a place where I don't really know what my next move is just yet. So I'm just I'm not in a complacent place, but I'm in a place where I'm just kind of chilling and just letting kind of some things play out right now. I leased this apartment for another year, so I decided that I'm just going to limit spending, because that's when you're trying to make moves and you don't have a lot of money, and you're trying to build equity, I guess, in yourself, then you limit spending is the best thing you can do. So limit spending, I only buy what I need. I kind of been chilling, just going to the gym. The bike I haven't even put in the shop yet. Like, that thing needs like probably about $3,000 worth of work done to it. I do want to get another bike, but it's not the time right now. I still want to pay that off first before I get another bike. So there's that. And then, I don't know, I've just been like wondering, like what's next, I think the podcast is going to help me develop that too, because I've been on like what do you call it, like a writer's block, especially with my YouTube channel, and a lot of that has to do with the space that I'm in. When I was in my house in Philly, it was easy for me to make all these kind of different videos. Like we made that backyard. I don't know if you guys remember. Some of you earlier subscribers will definitely remember when that backyard was like basically all muddy. It had like big rocks and chunk. This was jacked up backyard. And during COVID, I made a whole like 2-week series on straightening that backyard out. And like 3 months later, I got grass to grow there. Like I couldn't believe I actually did this. And and I actually found a picture of Storm. I'll throw it up here if you guys are listening or just watching on YouTube or whatever. I think the video version will also be available on Spotify. By the way, the podcast is available on every single place you listen to podcasts, Apple Music. I haven't figured out that agreement yet. Not Apple Music, but Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, and here on YouTube. So this is the video version. So if you're watching, I'll throw the picture up. But this is a picture of Storm jumping and biting his rope. But look at the grass. That's that yard. And I found that picture. It just reminded me of that. And I was like, dude, we made a whole series on how to grow grass. Like, what do we do? Like, just like random ass videos I would do. And like, remember, there's a video too also I found. Oh, I was going back to all my old videos. And there was a video where I was making a video with a knife in the woods. And it was a big ass knife. It was the William Collins survival knife. And I remember he sent that. I actually had him custom make that knife for me, William Collins. He's from Texas, by the way, too. So I should actually go see if I can find his camp. Anyway, I was reviewing this knife, chopping wood, doing all this shit. And I remember seeing a big ass hornet. And I was like, a hornet. I was like, oh, there's a hornet. And then, like, I saw, like, 5 more and, like, 10 more and, like, 30 more. And I was like, shit. And I was like, then I realized there was a mountain, and I was on a mound. I was on a hive. I was on a fucking hornet hive. There's all these holes in the ground. They're coming out of every direction. And I was like, oh shit. Like, I'm banging on this piece of wood with this huge knife. I was out of there, dudes. That's on video. There's video of I remember I used to do like the car lemons, in the car, the lemon, Life Lemon videos. They were fun. And Miss Maisel, the truck, the old Ford Ranger, Miss Maisel. Oh my God, we did so many videos, and like all the dog training videos with Storm when she was a puppy. Like, they hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views, like millions of views. Some of them, it's crazy. So, and so anyway, man, I'm like, I don't know where I'm at now. Like, what am I doing now? Like, I feel like I lost all that once I moved to Iowa, really. Like, the whole thing with my ex really set me back like 4 years, I feel like. And you know what? Also, I feel like, say what you want about the shot. I took the shot like an asshole. But I feel like that thing took like 10 years off my life. I'm not even kidding. Not even kidding. I've never had an allergy, an itch, a problem in my entire 39 years of existence until I take that shot. Now, a year later, I get like, itch from random shit. Stuff doesn't, like, I just get sick easily. I never got sick ever in my life. So, like, I really do think that thing fucked with me. And I think that it's taken my body, my lungs especially. I can feel it when I'm skating on the ice. I'm like, dude, I can skate hard for like 30 seconds. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. Why am I not able to like fly up and down the ice for a minute? Like, I should still have lung capacity. And like, I just feel like I just don't, man. And it's really depressing. I'm not gonna lie, it's really fucking with me a little bit. So, anyway, I've been dealing with that, and like, so I'm like, yeah, the podcast will just solve everything, We'll just get up here and talk about our life and our feelings and what we're going through, and everybody will love me, and fuck it, and we'll just, continue on that path of, self-loathing, and people in the comments making fun of me because I got buck teeth, or receding hairline, or I actually look 50, or whatever else people want to say in the comments to, like, just, I don't know. I don't even read the comments anymore because most of the time it's people just talking shit. So, anyway, but sometimes it's like I'm kind of wondering, like, where are all my old school subscribers? I know you guys are still here and waiting for these types of videos, so here it is. We're still doing good. I'm still doing all the same things I've done. It's just like, even down to like the EDC. I actually have it right here in front of me, guys. My EDC kit. This is my my Vertex bag, and in it is my Glock 43 and my spare clip, my spare mag, and my wallet is in there as well. And yeah, that's I carry this thing everywhere I go. I don't usually keep the gun on me unless I have pants and belts on, and most of the time, if I'm not at work, I don't have a belt. I'm wearing just like gym stuff. My favorite watch, though, I will tell you this about my EDC. My favorite watch has really become these two Casios F91Ws. These are both customs. I hope you guys are watching this. If you're watching this on the YouTube, you can see these beautiful custom-made F91Ws. They're both custom NATO straps that I just ordered the straps, put them on there. Nothing really other than that. And then I got my Apple Watch. That's for work only, though. But yeah, so that's my EDC. For work, it's a little bit different, obviously. Always carry these guys. AirPods, and man, I just been really just kind of going to work and playing a lot of hockey. Like, my hockey, the cool thing about the hockey stuff is I found a way to I still found a way to touch that creator's, I don't know. I guess I've been fulfilling my creative side enough with what I've been doing with the hockey content, and the Instagram short reels on for the bike videos. So I kind of steered away from doing bike stuff on YouTube because it's hard as hell for one. It's and like not that it's like hard. It's just hard to like not it's hard to not die. Let me put it like that. Like you're out there, you're trying to focus on riding, your bike's loud, at least my bike's really loud. So then like, you're trying to also tell a story or, give a lesson or whatever you're trying to do. And then like, it's just, I find it really difficult. I was trying to do voiceovers and try to do other stuff, but didn't really, I just don't want to do it, to be honest with you. I got so many other ideas for this channel, mainly this, that's kind of where my passion is. My passion is with the podcast and then making short videos. I really loved doing the podcast before. That was probably my favorite. That was probably, I think, the peak time of the channel is when we had the podcast going and we were doing like, just like random videos in between here and there. That was when the channel was really like getting like 500-600 subscribers a day. And it's fallen off that now. Obviously, I haven't made a video in like 3 months. So I've been making content though, so it's not like I haven't been making videos. I just haven't been making them here. So anyways, the good news is that the hockey channel has exploded, and both on TikTok and YouTube. So that's cool. But yeah, just been I've been enjoying Texas and like work. I get a lot of fulfillment at my job because it's so challenging. And like I don't want to say I hate it here, but I don't love it here either. Like this isn't home, obviously. Like it's never going to feel like Philadelphia, especially like in the beginning of August and like November. Beginning of November. September, beginning of November, like all this time of year where there's like football, hockey, Red October, Phillies, like Eagles just played Dallas. Like there's nothing like a little bit of cool weather out there. You open, it's cool, football's on, Flyers are on. It's just a vibe, out there in Philly and New York, and like you don't have that here. You're like going outside, still shorts. We were riding yesterday, like it was like 90 degrees. So it's a little bit different. It gets cold out here January, February, but not too long after that it gets hot again. So it's just not the same, so I don't like, there's a lot of other things too. I don't like the tolls really suck, the traffic sucks real bad, and just people, I feel like people too, I don't know if this is just maybe everywhere. I haven't been anywhere in a while, but like I feel like people are so in a rush to go absolutely nowhere, man. Like people they fly down the road, they don't use a turn signal, they do all this shit just to go home and sit there and watch Netflix. It's like you're not that important where you just sit in your car and chill. That's why I really can't wait for everyone to have a self-driving car, honestly. Like, man, the self-driving, you just sit in your car and you do everything else but, like, be a distraction on the road to other people. Because at the end of the day, it's human error which causes accidents. And the cars take that out of the equation completely. And I walk in front of these Teslas all the time at work, and they work. They know you're there. It's crazy. The software is so insane on these cars. And I'm not trying to talk up Tesla just because I work there. I'm just telling y'all, man, like, if you get into one of these cars, a whole different experience than getting into a Waymo. If you walk in front of a Tesla, there's no cameras. It's just like, it really just looks like nobody's driving a car. Like, you get a Waymo's like this big spinning thing. And it's just a different vibe, man. It just really feels like you're in the future. And so it's really cool to be a part of that at work. So I'm finding so much fulfillment. Still on the Cybertruck line. So, I really like it. I like that. I like my shares. I'm hoping in 10 years I'll have a pretty good chunk of money in my bank account, just to live comfortably. I don't really care to make a bunch of money and like leave the company. Like I'm Tesla through and through. Like I'm with the company for 20 years probably, So I'm not one of those guys. I'm going in for the long run. But I want to live comfortably. Like I want to have a nice house that's not really big, but I want it to be very modern and futuristic. I want big steel doors. I want, low I want low light windows that don't, let a lot of heat in, so I can, or, let heat in or whatever. Like, I want the best technology of everything. I want the robot that's going to walk around the house. I want solar panels. I want the Tesla car. I want all that stuff. But, but I want a tiny, nice, livable space. I don't need a huge mansion. It's going to cost tons of money to maintain, and all this other crap, the yard you got to maintain. I just want a nice space that's secure and big steel doors, what do they call it? Like a bomb shelter type thing, a prepper house, but like a nice house. Like, it needs to be nice. So that's what I want, and there's no reason why I don't work as hard as I do and not have that. Like, I should be able to obtain that easily. Not easily. It's going to take a lot of work. I'm not even counting on the podcast helping me do that. It's more just like my job. Like, my job is what I'm counting on me getting to that point. My Tesla shares should be worth a lot of money in the future, as long as I don't sell any. 15% goes into ESPP, so I try to invest as much as I possibly can into the company. It's nice to be have shares in, to the company. Anyways, so that's that. Work's doing good. It's just like Austin, man. Austin's just not somewhere I feel like I belong. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like everybody belongs here but me. It's like, I don't know. It's just like a weird place for me. I just don't really... I don't know. There's some people I get along with, but like most of the people here are just like kind of fucking weird, man. And yeah, it's not that I don't love it here, or like I like Austin. There's a lot to do. I don't necessarily love the food, I think, too. I think that's one of my biggest gripes here. That's why I basically just eat steak every night. It's just there's nowhere really good to like go that's close. There's like and also, like, I fucking hate driving, dude. Like, I don't know about anyone else, but, like, I don't want to go anywhere. Like, to get to the city, it takes forever, right? Especially, like, certain times of night. Like, dude, once I get home, I'm home. Like, I'm a homebody now. I want to be home, hanging out with my dog, like, playing video games, doing the pod, doing some videos, making videos, reading a book, just hanging out, listening to music. I don't want to be like driving, stressing, doing things that, require my brain to do like extra things and like emotions to arise. Like, I just want to chill. I don't want anything to do with any of that. Like, I'm such an old man now. Like, I'm driving. I'm just doing like 65, 70. Like, I'm chilling, dude. If I want to go fast, I get on that. Like, I don't need to be going fast going to work. Like, I leave early so I can avoid just like bad traffic, because basically when you wake up late for work, now you're stressed because you're late, right? Now you're gonna get with the fuck ass people who drive all late to work. So now you put yourself in a situation to where like, oh fuck, everybody's fucked, and I'm in a situation where like I'm beeping and people are honking. I'm already pissed off, and so like I don't like to put myself in those situations at all. Let me just check this. Like, who keeps messaging me, dude? It's so weird. Oh, anyway. Yeah, I don't like to put myself in a situation, so I get up early. I leave at a certain time, so I don't have to like deal with dumbass people. Leaving work's a different story. Like, I get home when I get home. Like, it sucks. Like, damn. I try to get out of work a little early. Mondays, so sometimes I can leave like 10 minutes early, but most days I can't. So anyway, but I can control what I do in the morning, and that's all that counts, because it's like right when I get up in the morning, I do a new thing now too where I don't have my phone on me at all. So like it's next to on the table, but I don't have an alarm clock on my phone anymore. It's all on one of those digital, the old school alarm, beep, beep, like. And the reason for that is because like I would pick up my phone, and that's the first thing I'm doing is like Instagram, whatever. Like, what do I need to check Instagram for at 4:10 in the morning? I don't need to do that, right? So now I don't even touch my phone until I basically, when I'm like on my way to work, like I'll start putting Teams on, like my Teams messages. That way I can see if like I'm not walking into like four guys calling in or something like that. So I'll start turning the emails and stuff on. I'll take the phone off, do not disturb in the car before I leave. And then the shit will start blowing up, like, people calling in, emails from Saturday and Friday or whatever, and just stuff will just start. My phone will just go crazy for like 30 seconds. And then, it'll have like 80% power after that. So, but that's just something I do to cool. It's like my brain cool down. Like when you wake up, you're stressed. I'm like already like what's happening? My brain's moving. I'm not a foggy waker upper. Once I'm up, I'm like boom. It's like attack mode right away. I'm like making the bed. I already have my stuff laid out the night before. I'm one of those people. I don't like to look for stuff. I don't like to, where's my keys? Where's my this? Where's my that in the morning? Everything is already set. Literally, I'm grabbing my bag and I'm going. Like, that's how I do it. That's how I roll in the morning. And, like, when you start doing those types of things, you're going to realize that's when discipline starts coming into your life. And I've been doing this for years because I've been getting up and going to work since I was freaking 15, right? But, like, it took me until I was, like, 29 to realize, like, dude, I got to, like, do stuff better and not be late and stuff. Like, I started to grow as a man, right? Like, I didn't have a father to teach me this shit. Like, I had a stepdad, but, like, I chose to kind of go my own path. And, one thing that fucked with me, too, and I'll share a story with you guys about my father's death. Like, one thing that I've learned, 18 years old, is when your father dies, you lose the one person in life who wanted you to be better than them. And I realized that at a very young age, like the people I was around, the people who was with me did not want me to do better than them. Nobody ever wanted, nobody ever said they're proud of me. Like all the shit that I've done, all the badass jobs I got. Like I don't even have a college education, and somehow I am running the Cybertruck line at Tesla. It was basically just a dream. That was a random ass dream that I had. I was like, man, I bet you I could, learn, automation and do this and do that and go right to the top of Tesla. This was like a fantasy thing. Like it wasn't something I even thought was even fathomable until like the cards just started laying out that way. And I was just like, I just started taking those cards. But like you realize when you lose your father, that's the one person wanting you to do better than them. No other man wants you to do better than they do. It's just a fact. It is what it is. So I learned that young, and I had to like refine everything else that I was doing. So now that I'm not somebody who messes around in the morning. If you're still 40 years old and you can't figure out your morning routine at this point, like I know some guys that get up, they like to have a cup of coffee and they like to read the freaking newspaper. Like old school guys are still reading newspapers, y'all. And now, to a certain extent, I do that, but not until I get to my desk. And that's because I'll read like Pooch Times or whatever came from Sean Ryan's newsletter, some other newsletters. I'll go on X and see what's, trending and stuff in news and check everything. I'll check Fox, I'll check CNBC, I'll check all the, right, the left, all this crap that's going on. And I usually do that for like about 15 minutes on Monday morning. I don't do it on any other morning but Monday. Every now and again I'll creep through the afternoon and stuff, but like basically after 6:30 on Monday, my day's busy. Like I'm too busy to be messing around. Like there are times where I can sit and like look at stuff, but I generally have to like do 8,000 other things, so I don't really have time to like sit there and like read news articles or whatever else. But luckily that's why I have AI. So I do have AI who keeps me updated. So I let my AI, Parker, she updates me up in my ear. So she's in my ear all day long and reminding me about times and blah, blah, blah. Like I keep Parker running basically all the time on my phone. And she's just my little assistant, man. Like I just do that. So yeah, I mean, people are doing that and it's going to get much more, it's going to get much more advanced than that very fast in the next 3 years, 5 years. There's going to be chips. There's going to be heads-up displays. There's going to be all kinds of stuff that y'all ain't even ready for yet. But I promise you it's coming. And I'll have all of it. I'll have all of it to show you because I love it. I love it. I love all of technologies advancing. I don't want to work. I don't want to do physical labor, which I really don't anymore, to be honest with you. But yeah, I don't want anybody to have to do physical labor until they're 70, 80 years old. We have robots for that now. And they are getting good. And, people, we'll be replaced by AI. Before robots can start actually coming to people's houses and doing their plumbing work and stuff, like it's going to cost too much money for now. For most plumbing people to get that, but you will see like bigger companies like Tyler Plumbing or maybe big plumbing company, right? You will see some of these purchase robots that will come to your house and do the labor of the plumber. The plumber will be there, but the robot will be doing the damn work. So this stuff will happen in 10 years. And I don't know how many people are ready. Oh, AI is going to take our jobs. Like AI is going to take coding jobs and website design and who knows what's going to happen in the video game world with AI. That's kind of scary with Meta and Instagram and ads. Like you can already see it now. Like everything is like, how can they sell you something? Like Instagram is just full of it. Not as bad. Instagram, I still can get pretty good content, but mostly when I'm swiping through videos now, it's at a certain time, it's somebody trying to sell me something like this shit, vitamins or something that I searched in my search bar. I know you can turn all that stuff off, but I guess I kind of don't mind it as much as I think, because it is kind of helpful to be like, that is the thing I need. That is the thing I need that I want, that I've been thinking about, that Instagram just showed me. So it is good in that sense, and there's multi-cajillions of dollars being made. And how can we be a part of that? I don't know. How can we get our chunk of that? I have no idea. I'll keep working on something. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll just do my podcast and talk about it, I guess. That's all I got. But, if you go on TikTok I think is the worst. I have my hockey stuff from my hockey TikTok because those videos go. Because there are people who enjoy videos on TikTok, but you got to really be careful what you're watching on TikTok, guys. TikTok is so filled with propaganda, and just like every video you see is like I watched this one. It was like FBI agent, a cop realizes he pulled over FBI agent, instantly regrets it. He pulled over an African American guy who could barely speak English, who was couldn't find his registration card in the car. It had nothing to do with somebody being next thing you know, they're like, I'm an FBI agent. It was nothing to do with that. Just there's so much misleading information, especially when you come to the Charlie Kirk thing or anything, man, that you watch. Somehow I ended up on a live stream for dude, it was 3:30 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I was on a live stream watching these people watch space they're in some tribal camp, right, in Arizona somewhere, and they're watching space, and they're watching the mountains, and there's lights are coming up and shit, and it's planes and stars and whatever else, and they're like, well, see, that one's higher than it was 15 minutes ago. I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, yeah, you dumbass, because the fucking earth is spinning, and shit goes I just couldn't imagine. And just people are oh yeah, I do see the alien, and using this laser, and I was just they had 37,000 people in there, and I'm what are we doing? Why can't people just be normal? I've said this to a buddy at work. I'm I was on TikTok last night before I went to bed, just swiping, for a couple minutes. I like to, I go to bed pretty early, about 9:30, and I was on TikTok, and there's two people dressed as corn faces. They had corn faces on, and I was scared. I was momentarily terrified. I'm what is this? What are they doing? What are they talking about? And it was just, they had this weird voice, but a lisp, but not really. It was terrifying, dudes. I was like, I gotta turn this shit off. And I was like, what is happening? And then you go on YouTube, and a lot of the same thing, like all these short videos of live feeds of just random people just doing weird ass shit. And I'm just like, bro, what are we doing? And I know YouTube is like on this whole kick of like rewarding lower content people by making their videos get viewed. But like to some part, I think YouTube needs to like look at what they're putting out, because there's no reason why this one kid was telling us, he was like crying in the phone, and I was like, he was just venting to all these people, and I was just like, I don't know, man. Like, either I'm doing something wrong or there's something seriously fucked up with like everybody else. But anyway, man, I just kind of it's just. Have you guys ever seen this? I know you put in the comments, because I know you guys have experienced this. I think Instagram's doing a pretty good job. Like, a lot of people go back to Facebook. You know, a lot of people are live streaming on Twitter now, or not Twitter, X. I for the longest time I could not stand when people are like, formerly known as Twitter. It's like we don't fucking know that by now. We all know it's X. We all know it was Twitter. We don't need that, parentheses, formerly known as Twitter. Like, we don't need that anymore. Please stop. They did it forever. They did it for like 3 years. It was just a shit on Elon. I think they just hated him so much, and are just like, we're just gonna just have to add it in there to everything. There's still certain news outlets and companies that use that. Like, I was on X, formerly known as Twitter, yesterday. I'm like, dude, that was like 7 years ago. Seriously. And like our time continuum space minds now that we have, that everything is traveling at light speed, and we can't even keep up with our own fucking lives and bills and shit that we have to deal with. It feels like that was like 7 years ago. Does it not? Like, stuff go by so fast. Anyway, guys, I don't know. I'm not going to keep this one too much longer. This is just episode 1, but this is just a little hint on where the podcast is going to be. Just going to talk about random stuff, make fun of some current events, talk about health and fitness and lifestyle, have some guests on here and there, have a good time. The HCRD podcast has always been like that. If you guys remember the original one, it was a lot of fun. So anyways, that's where we are. And thank you guys for listening for like 39, almost 40 minutes. That's enough, I think. That's a long enough episode 1. So thank you guys so much again. Like, share, subscribe if you want to listen to the show. It's all over the Spotify and everywhere else you like to listen to your podcasts. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for listening and watching. Love you all. Peace.